Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure. Come on in.
They have cold beer and action on the game.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
It's time for the Degenerates Next Door.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Let's go back in time. Remember at the beginning of football season, we said, here it is, meaningful football games. And you go through a regular season, you have some winners, you have some losers, but it all sets you up for this. Real meaningful football games, like meaningful football games on steroids. And I'm not talking about the little half-ass ones that like Brady Anderson allegedly took. I'm talking about the big kind that WWF wrestlers were injecting into their cranks back in the day. This is the kind of steroid football I'm talking about. I'm Jason Hammer. Rob Kendall joins me. Rob, we'll get to your Chicago Bears in just a moment. I know you've been waiting for this, but you've got a diploma on your wall that says Indiana University. That school said you were so smart, you warrant a piece of paper that says you graduated from that school, and here they are in the college football Final Four.
Let's cut the crap, Hammer. Here's what's most important. When this thing began, the college football playoff, I grabbed IU at plus 420. That's what matters most. IU plus 420 to win the whole thing.
And you're 2 wins away. It's just like the Pacers last year. Yeah. We're running it back again. Only this time, I hope there's not an Achilles injury that screws over everything for you. All right, let's get down to brass tacks here. Oregon at Indiana. I don't know about you, Rob. I feel like the winner of this game wins the national championship. Hoosiers are a 3.5 to 4 point favorite, depending on where you're looking, down in Atlanta. The total anywhere around 48.5.
Okay, so a couple things. One, it sounds like it's going to be a home game for IU. We saw this last year when the Big Ten championship was in Indianapolis. Oregon doesn't travel well. IU won the first game of the year pretty convincingly at Oregon. They dominated pretty much on both sides of the ball, especially in terms of line play. Their defensive line was outstanding. And I keep hearing how great Oregon's quarterback is. I don't know, man. I don't really see it. I would be betting against myself if I did anything but IU, so I'll take IU laying the 3.5.
I am with you on this one, Rob. The leading rusher for Oregon in that game that they played in October, he's not going to be on the field here. He's out with an injury. And the third string running back for Oregon, he's in the transfer portal. So if you can make Oregon somewhat one-dimensional, now I know they've got like a wide receiver that they can use that can come in and run the ball. They can do some trick stuff. But if you can make them one-dimensional, I think that Indiana defense is going to have a day. Indiana bullied Ohio State. Indiana bullied Alabama. And you're right, this is going to be an Indiana home game. It's only an 8-hour drive from Indianapolis to Atlanta, so that's probably a 7-hour drive from Bloomington. It's going to be a sea of red. I'm with you. I think Indiana wins, Indiana covers.
Yeah, let's do some math here, too. That degree, I added up. It took me 6 years to get out of college, but I added up. My degree cost about $20,000. So if I win this bet, Hammer, I will only be down about $19,900 to the University of Indiana.
Let's go.
Indiana University.
That's the kind of math they teach you at Indiana University. All right.
University. Somebody heard that was screaming when I said University of Indiana University.
NFL playoffs, I'm putting myself out there on an island, okay? Nobody wants to make this bet with me. I understand. But what we did all throughout football season, Rob, I bet the first game of the week. I was the Thursday night guy. So I feel like it's only appropriate that I bet the first game of the NFL playoffs, the Rams at Carolina. And yes, because Carolina backed their way into a division, they're hosting this game. And Carolina is catching 10.5 points. You might be able to find it 11 if you search around. I'm going with 10.5 here, and I'm scooping it up. Now, it seems like every year, the ass team that is either under 500 or, maybe wins the AFC South in years past, usually plays pretty well, at least in that first playoff game, to the point to where in the last 10 games featuring playoff teams under 500, those teams are 8-1-1 against the spread. 8-1-1. The Rams are better. Matthew Stafford is better. But 10.5 on the road on an early Saturday game? Sign me up for that, baby. I'm with the Carolina Panthers, and I'm going to scoop up those points.
To quote Cheech Marin in the movie Tin Cup, you have extra large huevos, my friend.
All right. I assume you're going to have a Chicago Bears play. Now, the only question I have for you is, knowing how cheap you are, do you have Amazon Prime to watch the game?
I don't, but my wife does.
Yeah. Nice. Isn't that what John Kerry said when he was getting grilled about climate change in his private plane? Well, I don't have a private plane. My wife does.
So finally, after all these years of these countless boxes with Amazon on them showing up to my house, this thing is going to pay off for me. I'm going to get something out of this for one.
You're going to get the premier rivalry in football. And listen, as a Cub fan, Rob, we went through this a number of years ago when the Cubs played the Cardinals in the playoffs. I honestly don't care what you do after this, but you got to beat those guys. You got to beat your rival. And I feel like if you're a Bears fan, I know it's been a drought. It's been a little bit since you've been in the playoffs, since you've won a division. But, man, you can't lose to these dudes.
Yeah, so here's what I'm doing, Hammer. I've done this all year. I'm going to buy my happiness, but I'm taking it up a notch. No more of these $5 bets. Nothing would make me happier. I didn't ask for anything for my birthday. I didn't get a single birthday present because I don't do birthday presents in my house. I didn't ask for anything for Christmas because we don't do Christmas presents for me in my house. Here is what I want for my birthday. Here is what I want for Christmas. I am betting $50. I'm buying $50 worth of happiness, which is like $5,000 to the average person. I am betting $50 on the Packers money line. That way I can't lose. Either I win money or I get 8 months of being able to brag that the Bears eliminated the Packers from the playoffs, and damn it, I hope I lose the $50.
You betting $50, people don't understand. Like, there may be somebody listening to this for the very first time. Rob really is the cheapest man alive. He's the king of the $1 bet and the $2 bet. You're putting $50 on the Green Bay Packers.
And I hope I lose it. I'm a guy who eats Arby's with coupons every single day. That is how cheap I am. And this is how much. Having 8 months to point at Packers fans and laugh at them because we never beat the Packers. We never get to laugh at the Packers. So either I'm going to win $50 because it's basically a pick-em game, right? Or I'm going to have bragging rights for 8 months, and I hope I have the bragging rights.
All right. So let it be written. Let it be done. Rob Kendall, $50 on the Green Bay Packers. All right, let's see what our professional handicappers think. We're going to take a little time out here, but on the flip side, Kenny Britt of KB Sports and David Stephanoff of followneverfade.com, professional handicappers, will have them pick the Oregon-Indiana game and whatever playoff game they want. Dealer's choice. That's coming up next here on The Degenerates Next Door. All right, now it's time to get serious. We've got our professional handicappers standing by, ready to give us their plays. First up, from KB Sports. And again, make sure you follow him on Facebook, like the content, because Zuckerberg's trying to screw him over on Facebook. KB Sports, the KB is Kenny Britt. How are you?
I'm doing great, trying to get that worked out. Hey, Jason, I got a riddle for you to start the show off.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. What do you call a guy who back in August, before any college football snaps were made, on this very podcast, picked Miami to win it all and then took Ohio State over Miami? What do you call a guy like that?
If we're playing Jeopardy, I'd say, what is a dumbass?
Exactly. Back in August, Miami was my pick, and I still like him, but damn it, I went with Ohio State. It was a money line play because I parlayed it with Texas in the other bowl game to where I was getting even money. So all they had to do was win, and they still lost. And so I get the dumbass award of the month, and
And if I remember correctly, you doubled down with Carson Beck as your Heisman winner, right?
I did. Midway through the season, he was pretty much leading that. He was the low odds in Vegas, kind of like Baker Mayfield in the NFL, kind of. He was, the first 6-7 weeks, people were talking about him for MVP. And, I did it. I called Miami in August, and then I went against them in December.
That's what gamblers do, baby. You got to hedge that bet sometimes. I'm not even mad at you.
Boy, yes.
Now, I want to put you on the spot because I know you have always been an IU supporter. Normally, we're talking basketball, but the last couple of years, IU's been a football school. And here we go. A trip to the national championship on the line. The Oregon Ducks, the Indiana Hoosiers, the Hoosiers, anywhere from a 3.5 to a 4-point favorite in Atlanta, and the over-under right around 48.5. Both Rob and I are on the Hoosiers, Kenny. Does that waver? Does that change your mind at all?
No, it doesn't change it, and I like it. But I'll tell you, this might surprise you. We saw Oregon's defense. They just was all over Texas Tech, all over them. We saw IU's defense all over Bama. I mean, they couldn't do anything. Rich Eisen, I think, called IU the new bully of college football, which is amazing. Having said those two things about these defenses, the last time they played in the middle of the season, there was 50 points scored. I think Oregon had one of their top receivers out in that game. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they were. This is going to be on a fast track in a dome, and I like the over in this game. I think the first half's going to be a little bit low scoring. I think they're going to get things figured out. Oregon, in my opinion, is the fastest team IU faces.
Even without their starting running back, because their starting running back, the same kid that led that game in rushing, not playing.
Yeah, I do believe that. Yeah, I saw that. But, yeah, I do. I think their wide receivers are fast. I think in the second half, it's going to open up. We're going to get some points after the nerves get settled. So, Jason, I am on the over 48.5, but I'm sure that's a little shocker to some people. I was on the in the last game. But yeah, I'm gonna ride the on this one, Jason.
I like the over, actually, a great deal in this one as well.
All right.
I was teetering between the Hoosiers and the over. I just like the way Indiana's rolling right now. I do. All right, so now I'm going to give you the opportunity to pick any NFL playoff game you want. Now, the ones that we've picked already, I'm taking Carolina with the points. Rob, because he is a Bears fan, is making his biggest bet in a number of years with Packers money line, and his thinking is he'd be happy either way at the end of the night. So, what game do you have?
Rob's going with the reverse psychology, huh?
He is.
Yeah. Okay. This is going to be my top play of the weekend for VIP. I think we're getting some value of 2 to 3 points on this just simply because of last week's results. Philly, San Francisco right now is 44.5. I think that's kind of low. I think because of what San Francisco did last week, where they Seattle just stuffed them. I think that's why this line is so low. The 3 or 4 weeks before that, San Francisco is just marching up and down the field on everybody. Philly's defense isn't what Seattle's defense is. There's too much talent, Jason, on both sides of these balls, with the receivers and the way Purdy's playing and McCaffrey, and then you got Brown and Smith and Barkley and Hurts. I love the over in this game. The weather looks good. I've already checked it. I absolutely just love the over in this game. I know playoff games are supposed to be lower scoring, but 44.5, Jason, and I love that over, and that's going to be a VIP play and probably my top one of the weekend.
So if anybody wants to get your full list of VIP plays, or maybe they've got a question they want to reach out to you, how can they find you?
Absolutely. I'm on Facebook on KB Sports. As Jason said, I've got access to my page. I can use it. I can make posts. I can answer people's questions, all that. I'm just not being recommended right now on their algorithms. And I'm still trying to get that worked out. I talked to somebody about it yesterday. Anyway, Facebook, KB Sports, whatever side you guys are on, I hope you win. And it's going to be a big, fun weekend of college football and pro football.
My man, I appreciate you. We'll do it again next week when we're talking national championship.
Oh, my. Can't wait.
All right. We've got one more professional handicapper waiting to give us his picks. And that man is David Stephanoff, a Follow Never Fade. FollowNeverFade.com. Follow him on all of the social media platforms. He passes out free plays like they're candy. David, how are you?
Thank you for having me, Hammer. We're ready for some post-NFL football and the Final Four for the Indiana Hoosiers and Oregon Ducks and the other guys. We're ready.
So to recap here, Rob and I on the Hoosiers, we're going to lay the points, 3.5 to 4. Rob took Green Bay money line. I took Carolina with the points. I don't think they win, but I think they hang around. The statistics show that the crap team usually shows up in the postseason. KB of KB Sports, he's got the over in the Indiana-Oregon game and the over in San Francisco and Philadelphia. So let's start with the college game here. Let's start with the college game of the week. I mean, there's only two, but it's the big one. Oregon versus Indiana. What say you?
Okay, so my motto for this week is you can't beat the same team twice in the same season. Both my games, Rams, Carolina, Oregon, IU, both teams that beat the previous have won the underdogs have won the previous time. That's the first time they played Indiana, played Oregon. The lines are reversed now. I think this game's going to be one of the toughest games to pick. I hate picking a side here. I think it's going to be a field goal game either way. Both teams have great defenses. Indiana's probably got the best defense we've seen in years on college football. They're well coached. Don't make mistakes. I see a low-scoring game here, Hammer. I think that the defenses are going to come out. They're familiar with each other. I'm loving Oregon with the plus the 3.5, plus 4 points, wherever you can get it at. It's been back and forth all week, 3.5 to 4.5. I'm with the Ducks here against the Hoosiers. I know I love the Hoosiers. I hope Indiana wins by 3. That'd be a perfect scenario. But I just can't do it. It's tough to beat. It's tough to beat a team twice in one season, like this last week. Ole Miss, Georgia. It's hard to beat them twice. Ole Miss came back and fired on them. I'm just loving Oregon here in this spot. I just think it's too many points. It's going to be a good game. And defense is going to matter in this game. It's going to come down to defense. Not
concerned at all about the running attack from Oregon, one being injured and their third stringer being in the transfer portal. So, like, they're down to one healthy back, and it's a backup.
Well, they got two backs. They got two running backs. They got a kid who plays receiver. He comes and plays. He does the wing team. I'm not worried about that. I just don't think if I'm coming out, there's not going to be many points scored. Somebody's going to turn the ball over. Who's going to turn the ball over? It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a hard-nosed game. These guys are familiar with each other. It's a conference game, but in Atlanta, I can't bet with my heart here. I love Indiana. I hope they win. I'm just taking the points and hope it's a close game. I don't like the over at all in this game. I think the defenses they're too familiar with each other. This game should go under. But my pick for the show, we're taking the Oregon Ducks. If you can catch 4, take the 4. If not, take the plus 3.5.
All right. So earlier, I kind of put myself out there on an island. I don't know how many people are rushing to the window to bet Carolina in their game against the Rams, although the line has gone down. If you would have bet this right out of the gate, you probably could have got it at like 12 or 13. But now it's down to 10.5, 11 in some spots if you can find it. The Rams in Carolina. I got a feeling you're going to tell me why I'm on the wrong side, aren't you?
Before we had this phone call, Hammer, you mentioned something to me. You said, hey, bad teams play good in the playoffs. I think the exact opposite. Good teams play good in the playoffs, and bad teams show why they were bad throughout the season. I love Carolina's spot. Like I said, the first game between Indiana and Oregon, it's tough to beat the same team twice, especially in the NFL when these guys are way better coached, way better players. I think this is a soft spot. Carolina played in a weak division. They were lucky to limp in the playoffs. They lost the game. They still won the playoffs. I'm all over the Rams here. I love this play. I'm laying the 10 points. I know I'm against you, Hammer, and I'm sorry, but I think I'm on the right side here. I don't think Carolina's going to score too many points. I think the Rams win this minus 10 points. Real quick note, a lot of these totals in this NFL playoff are really high, extraordinarily high compared to usual. I know because of the new kickoff rule, Vegas and NFL, the Vegas has kind of upped the odds. But remember in the playoffs, a lot of these games go under. So I don't see a lot of these games going under, even though the Vegas is begging the public to take the over. I'm on Carolina here, but it's a little note. Make sure you take the unders in some of these playoff games. The defensive wins games, But hey, we're on the Rams -10 versus your Panthers, Hammer.
All right, so you and I are on opposite sides of each pick here. It is pros versus Joes this weekend, David, you and I.
All right, I love it. I love it, Hammer. But hey, the best man will win, and don't matter what. Hey, somebody's going to win.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, man, if somebody wants to become a VIP client of yours and they get the tennis, they get the college basketball, which is your wheelhouse, where can they go?
You're talking dirty to me when you say tennis, Hammer. Talking dirty to me. Tennis just started back up this week. College basketball is my main and butter, but I tell everybody this every day on every video I make. Tennis is the easiest sport to bet in the whole world. People just don't know how to bet it. Reach out to me if you want to sign up. And hey, I'm on all platforms, Hammer. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Thank you, Hammer. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to KB Sports. Good luck to everybody in the BCS championship and the NFL play in the playoffs. But go Hoosiers, win by 3, and don't forget to follow Never Fade.
All right, there you go. Those are our professionals. Kenny Britt of KB Sports, David Stephanoff of Follow Never Fade. For Rob Kendall, I'm Jason Hammer. We will talk to you next Thursday. We are the Degenerates Next Door. And as always, may the odds be ever in your favor.